Good morning, students. Hope you all are fine. Okay, today we'll start with the next chapter, that is Deep Water by William Douglas. Now, before I start with my chapter, let me tell you a detailed information about the author and the background of the story. William Douglas. He was born in the year 1898. He graduated with English and Economics, and after that, he was been serving as a teacher. After that, he met one of his best friend, Franklin D. Roosevelt, the then President of America, and he worked as his legal advisor for the next 36 years. Now, this particular chapter is an excerpt taken from Of Men and Mountain. In this chapter, William Douglas has written about his autobiography, where he talks about the experiences of drowning and how he was being able to overcome that situation, and the fear of water. You might be knowing that particular word. The fear of water is called as what? Yes, it is hydrophobia. That's right. So that fear of water, how he was able to overcome that fear, and the situation that made him to feel that to feel or to achieve the greatness in his life. That's what the story is all about. So the chapter is Deep Water by William Douglas. So shall we start? So let's start the chapter. Before we start the chapter, let's see the characters first. We have the characters William Douglas, Douglas' mother, Douglas' father, the instructor, or you can say the one who teaches him swimming, and then we have Franklin D. Roosevelt, the then President of America and one of the best friend of William Douglas. Now, as the chapter opens, we see that William Douglas is a boy of 10 or 11 years. He is very much interested to learn swimming, but his mother had told him that he should not go to the Yakima River because Yakima River is very treacherous. Now, what do you mean by that word treacherous means? That is deep. Now, she always warned William Douglas that he can go to swim, but he can only go to swim in a swimming pool. That is, in a YMCA swimming pool. This. What does that mean? Young Missions Christian Association. What is that? Young Mission Christian Association. So she always said that you can go to learn to swim, but you should always go to the YMCA swimming pool only, because the Yakima River was treacherous, as she had already told. Now, the problem, or you can say the aversion for William Douglas had started when he was just 3 or 4 years old. Once, when it so happened that he went to California beach along with his father. The father and the son, they both were been standing near the sea beach, and all of a sudden there came a big wave, a huge wave, which knocked William Douglas, and the water went over him. The child was buried, and that was the first aversion. Aversion means dislike. That was the first dislike when William Douglas had experienced regarding the water. But as he grew up, he wanted to go for swimming. He wanted to learn swimming. So he decided that he will go to YMCA pool. It was initial day when he started to learn by imitating, or you can say by aping. What does that mean? Aping means imitating. By imitating other boys. He had a pair of water wings, and he had a pair of water wings, and he started to learn by imitating or aping, looking at the other boys. He was feeling at ease, you can say. And he also says that my introduction to the YMCA swimming pool had brought back the unpleasant memories. But he had the confidence, he had the courage. He forgot all those things and he was feeling at ease. For the initial first 2 or 3 days, he was very happy. But then the misadventure happened. What was the misadventure? One day it so happened that William Douglas had gone to the swimming pool and he was alone there. He was just sitting near beside the swimming pool. At that time, there came a big bruiser, a young 18-year-old boy. He had a very beautiful physical specimen, you can say, body with rippling muscles. At this point of time, when he looked at William Douglas, he just asked a question: "Skinny, how would you like to be ducked?" And listening to this, William Douglas was a bit nervous. But before he could react, that big bruiser boy, he took him and he was being thrown into the deep end of the water. That 9 feet deep. William Douglas landed in a sitting position. Those 9 feet were like 90 for a small 10-year-old boy. The child landed in a sitting position, and you can imagine that how he felt. But the moment he just went inside the water, He was not out of his wits. He had the courage, he had got the knowledge. The point was that the moment he will touch the bottom, he will make a sudden leap, he will make a sudden jump, and he will come like a cork, and he will swim and he will come out of the swimming pool. That's what he decided. But things were not as he planned. As he was going down, you can feel that those 9 feet were like 90 feet for him, for a 10-year-old boy. At this point of time, he just felt the choke. He felt that his head was having the throb, that is the regular painful movement. His lungs were ready to burst because those 9 feet were something which he was not able to bear the pressure. And he also says that there was a stark terror. There was entire place was being surrounded with yellow tinge of water, that is small amount of water you can say. And he says that there was a stark terror, a terror that knows no control, a terror which no one can experience, the one who has not experienced that. But he had the knowledge, he had the courage, and the moment he thought that the moment he will go and touch the bottom, he will make a sudden leap, he will make a sudden jump and will come out. But things not wished as he planned. The problem was that he was feeling that pressure of water. Slowly and slowly, he was going down and down and down. He thought he will come out, but it was not possible. He started to clutch, he started to hold for the rope or the ladders, but it was all yellow water. It was all that yellow water which made him feel that it was painful situation for him. Now in the midst of the terror, it was the knowledge that what he had, that he need to make a jump. His legs started to paralyze. He felt that pain, you can say. He wanted to scream. He wanted to call for his mother. He started screaming also, but he was being choked. There was nobody who could listen to him. And slowly, this was the third time when the child was going down. And there he felt the curtain of his life is coming to an end. Where he felt that he was being under a deep sleep, where the mother was singing a song for him, where he will lie down. All effort ceased. He felt that his curtain of life has come to an end, where he felt that he was just calling for his mother, he was being choked. It was a nice sleep, it was a deep sleep, and things will come to an end, where he accepted his death. But there was a surety, there was an oblivion, you can say. He was sure that he was going to die. But the next moment something happened. He was being taken out of the pool and he was puking, he was vomiting. And the boy who threw him to the pool, he just said, "I was just joking." But at this point of time, the life of William Douglas has totally changed. He was being in a very panicked situation, and after years he was not able to go for swimming, for canoeing, for boating. Whatever the water activities he wanted to do, that was all totally being shut down for him, because he had the terror. He had the terror of water. Whenever he used to go for, you can say, boating or swimming, he had the terror of water that made him handicapped. Yes, the word is handicapped here, because he was not able to enjoy. Wherever he used to go, he was not being able to enjoy the water activities. And then he decided that I need to learn swimming, because he didn't want to have this particular life of handicappedness. He said, I want to learn swimming. And this was the month, you can say, it was the month of July, where he thought that he will go for learning to swim. He had an instructor, and then he took the instructor where he started to learn swimming. And the instructor started to make him learn in bit by bit, or part by part, you can say. Now it was in the month of October that William Douglas decided that he will start to learn swimming. He got an instructor, and every day he used to go for swimming for the next 5 days, and each day for each hour. Slowly and slowly he started to learn swimming. The first step the instructor had taught him was that there was a rope which was being tied along with his waist, that was being connected to an overhead cable along with the pulley. It was being held by the instructor, and each time the instructor used to loosen the, you can say, the pulley, he used to go inside, and slowly he used to learn swimming. And this point of time, you can say that the little panic, he was being a bit frightened, This continued for the next 3 months. Slowly and slowly, he was able to lessen the fear. The fear was going down. The next step. The second step was that inhaling and exhaling. You need to know how to inhale and exhale. This he practiced 100 times. Each day he was being given a practice of 100 times. And the last step was, the third step was that how to control your legs, how to command your legs. So slowly and slowly, bit by bit, you can say William Douglas was learning how to swim. Next, in the month of April, you can say, he started his swimming classes in the month of October. By next April, that is almost 6 months of training he had. And after that, the instructor said that I have finished. But William Douglas still had a doubt in his mind that whether I will be able to swim, as the fear will not come again. So what he decided was that he started to swim along the length of the pool. He had all the strokes, you can say, backstroke, crawl stroke, all the stroke he practiced. And there was a small terror. The terror came in a miniature form, in a small form. But he was able to overcome that fear. Now William Douglas was not yet satisfied. He wanted to go for swimming. Now at this point of time, he was very much happy that he can swim the length of the pool. But can he go for some other place? Yes, he can. So what he decided was that he wanted to swim along the islands. He went to New Hampshire. There, from Triggs Island to Stampact Island, almost 2 miles, he started to swim. It was all the stroke that he practiced. It was the crawl stroke, breaststroke, side stroke, all the strokes he practiced. At this point of time, we can say that the terror came when he was in the middle of the water, when he was in the middle of the sea. The terror came. It was in a miniature form. It was in a very minute form. At this point of time, William Douglas looked at the terror and said, Mr. Terror, trying to scare me, and it fled away. So this was the part he says that I was able to overcome my fear. Because he says he was the one who had experienced the fear of water, and he was the one who had experienced how to conquer that fear, how to conquer that water. Because as Roosevelt has said, there is only fear in the fear of death. But he says, all we need to fear is fear itself. So what he says, it means the moment you have the fear of anything, you need to overcome that fear. Because if that fear will be there with you, you will never be able to live your life. So the most important thing is that you need to overcome the fear and you need to reach that particular point. Then only you can live your happy life. In the same way, William Douglas also, he had a fear of water, but he didn't keep his fear along with him. He was able to overcome the fear and he was able to achieve that success in his life. Where he said, the peak, he went to the Gilbert Peak and he started to make a loud noise. Where he felt that I am able to overcome my fear. And today, I am very happy. With this, the chapter comes to an end. Hope you understood. Please read the chapter and these are the new words for you.